Good afternoon, evening, dear friends, wherever you are located. I see I have 4 listeners right now. I'll probably have a bunch more later on, and I'm so happy you're here. And this is Bert Lee in the House of Love, Chapter 2. We're just getting used to our new digs, which is just downstairs from our old digs. A little smaller, but you know, that's what it is. And nice to be here. I'm going to keep it real simple tonight because I'm a little weary from all the stuff we've had to go through for the last couple of weeks. And let me just start out by playing something traditional. First heard this song sung by Karen Dalton in 1966. I think it was at Gertie's Folk City. She was already a legend then. And I wonder how I can make it so that I'm getting everybody who wants to see me play sees my fingers. Apparently that's something that people ask for. They want to see my fingers. There they are. Alrighty. When I first came to town, they called me the roving Jew. Now they've changed their tune, they call me Katie Crew. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. If I was where I would be, I'd be where I am not. Here I am where I must be, where I would be, I cannot. When I first came to town, they bought me drinks aplenty. Now they've changed their tune, they bring me the bottle empty. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. When I first came to town, they bought me drinks aplenty. Now they've changed their tune, they bring me the bottle empty. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. Katie Cruel. Hello, friends. Nice to see you all. Sam, Sharon, my darling one in the other room there. Alrighty. Wide awake before the dawn, my purpose and my purse are gone. I can't go on, I will go on. The battle's lost before the sword is drawn, my shield and helmet put in pawn. I can't go on, I will go on. Time the thief is come and gone, and left defenseless on my own. I can't go on. A newborn cries, and that's the start of songs and sadness, love and war. A rush of language from the heart, windows, madness, lamps and doors. Metonym and metaphor, it's words alone and nothing else, except the story silence tells. There is no creature stranger than this beast they call my fellow man. I can't go on, I will go on. Who denies the earth but claims the moon, and staggers to the fiddler's tune. Born too late, dies too soon. First breath in, last breath out, birth's entrenchment, life's redoubt. I can't go on, I will go on. I've lost all the things I thought I owned. Now I find that they were merely loaned. I can't repay, so I can't stay. My dreams were stolen by the dawn, my purpose and my pulse are gone. The battle's lost before the sword is drawn, no peace has been agreed upon, and weak as an abandoned pawn I seek to, but I can't go on. I'll go on, I can't go on, but I'll go on. I can't go on, but I'll go on. Familiar feeling to all of you good folks these days. Seems that way all the time. Here we go. Okay. Choosing some recent tunes from what I start my show off with tonight. I recently got to play for an Italian presentation of an honorarium for Bob Dylan, and they chose me because they liked my songs and thought they reminded them of Bob Dylan songs. And in just a moment I'll play an homage to Bob Dylan. But strap is killing me. Here we go. Our old Italian neighborhood has turned Chinese, maybe for good. Water, water everywhere. The ghetto has been gentrified. The first folks have been pushed aside. Doesn't matter if it's fair. It's the same thing everywhere. The Indians who once lived here, they made their trade in hunting deer. Water, water everywhere. They made a bargain with the Dutch that really didn't leave them much, oh, but the Dutchmen didn't care. It's the same thing everywhere. Now the hippies have all moved upstate. The hipsters came to take their place. Maybe the only difference is the hair. And the little shops you could afford to shop in once, they now are boarded. But the building owners, they don't care. It's the same thing everywhere. Well, the water just goes where it will. You know it always flows downhill. Rivers running everywhere. And who are you and I to kid? It just does what it always did. Just goes where it's meant to be, flowing till it finds the sea. Water, water everywhere. Music clubs have all shut down now. New York is a rich man's town. Doesn't matter if it's fair. And the only music that remains is while you're waiting for the trains. You can tip them if you care. Money, money everywhere. Oh, but the money just goes where it must. It's all about the boom or bust. Buddy, have you got a dime to spare? Oh, who are you and I, kid? It settles for the lowest bid. The bottom line is where it goes. That's just the way the money flows. Doesn't matter if it's fair. Now in my new Chinese neighborhood, the people that I meet are good. It's the same thing everywhere. No matter where they come from, friend, they're only people in the end. It's not their fault they had to settle there. People, people, people everywhere. People trying just to be everywhere like you and me, like water flowing to the sea, going where we're meant to be. Water, 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 water everywhere. And that's a little song about people getting along with each other. Will Soto, how nice to see you, my friend. A delight. What a delight. Absolute pleasure to be playing music for you on this Sunday evening, and my 9 lurking people and my people in my chat. So nice to see you all here. My wife and I just moved from an upstairs apartment to a downstairs apartment, and we're both kind of zombies, but I sure do welcome this chance to play some music for my friends, and that's the truth. When I played for that Italian symposium, it was a symposium. It was very, very formal, and they were all analyzing Dylan. Fortunately for me, they were analyzing him in Italian. I don't speak a word of Italian, so I was spared their analyses, if you know what I'm saying. But they asked me there because I'd written a song about Dylan, whose hobby, as it turns out, is making giant metal sculptings out of anything he could find. And I figured out that was kind of the way he writes his songs, too. You know, you just sort of stick things together and see if they rhyme, then it's okay, and if you can make that rhyme mean something, that's okay too, and that's even better. But he's a bricoleur. You can look the word up. B-R-I-C-O-L-E-U-R, bricoleur. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies are things that I have made. I've woven them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. Gonna build a big machine, a mechanical collage. Gonna build it in the workshop in the back of my garage. It's gonna be a wild contraption made of cogs and wheels and gears and discarded bits of everything I've gathered through the years. Oh, and when it gets to rolling, it's gonna make an awesome sound, like thunder in the mountains or an earthquake underground. When I'm done, they're gonna ask me, Bob, just what does that thing do? And I will turn around and ask them, man, well, what's it do for you? Gonna write a crazy song, not sure what it's gonna mean. Might be plain, might be a puzzle, might be something in between. Gonna populate the verses with people from my dreams. It might point to something deep or maybe just be what it seems. And when I get to singing, it's gonna make an awful noise. I really can't be bothered by the folks my voice annoys. When I'm done, they're gonna beg me, please explain that thing to me. And I will turn around and tell them, man, it's nothing you can't see. Do I really have to tell you that it's just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, to sing about the common man and the burdens on their backs. I'm going to write an epic novel, a mountain range of prose. Might turn the tide of history or turn all my friends to foes. It's going to be a wild concoction made of thoughts and words and prayers. There might be nothing underneath when you peel away the layers. Oh, if I fail in that ambition, I'm going to put away my pen, put on ordinary clothing, go and walk the world of men. Gonna look in all their faces at the stories in their eyes, in the hope that all the misery I see there makes me wise. Do I really have to tell you that is just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, to sing about the common man and the burdens on their backs, who got waylaid in the city by the beatniks and the clowns, and the grief that always comes to you from mixing ups and downs, who tried his hand at Jesus and then suffered a relapse and had to rebuild his ideas from all these bits and scraps. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies are things that I have made. I've stolen them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. There you go. Nice. That was fun to do. Fungus shoe. Yeah, that's how songwriters work. You see, you hear one set of words, and then you try to think of a similar set of words that rhyme. So fun to do and fungus shoe. Hey, fungus shoe. Don't mind me, I'm a little goofy. That's the way I've been. Since we started moving, we've been like pack mules carrying stuff downstairs from upstairs and trying to fit more stuff than can fit into it into a smaller space. It'll teach me something. Everything teaches me something. The only problem is I don't learn any of it. So let's see, what am I going to do? Got a list here. Oh, okay, I know what to do. This goes back to the time that I played with the Central Park Sheiks. The Central Park Sheiks, the Eastern Kings of Western Swing. I had played nothing but folk music and that sort of thing before that, and the Central Park Sheiks were a band that played every kind of music. They really leaned hard on the cowboy jazz and Western swing, and I had to learn how to play all of those crazy changes and rhythm shifts and harmonic scales and stuff. I had to learn all that. So I wrote this song as a beginning sample of a jazz song. And it became a kind of one anthemic Chic song. We usually opened our sets with it. I'm a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? When I'm down, I go put on a record, even if I've heard that song too many times before. I play it one time more, it still makes me cry. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again, and all I do is watch the rain. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again, and all I do is watch the rain. And if I were a bird, I'd fly above this rain cloud. Where the sun is shining, I'd be flying high. At least I'd try, oh, if I were a bird, but I ain't. If you ain't heard, I'm just a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? The shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble. I usually play for about an hour or so. I might poop out a little early because I do have a nice solid audience here now. I play for that more than an hour if people start showing up late, but I look like I have a good crew in front of me. Now the Chics also played all kinds of other kinds of music, and they liked the way I wrote country songs. So this is a country song that I wrote when I was playing with them. And not sure where I got the notion to write this song. It's so good to see the bunch of you there. New faces, old faces. I'm not saying your faces are old. Your faces are as young as springtime. Blackbird sitting on a fence post, laughing like he knows some kind of joke. I fail to see what's so funny. My whole world just went up in smoke. Won't you let me in on the joke? Scarecrow dancing in a cornfield, dancing while the wind blows him around. Sometimes I feel like that scarecrow, watching over my dry patch of ground, while the wind just blows me around. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fools in a bar. They sing a broke down honky-tonk waltz, a broke down honky-tonk waltz. Blackbird flies over to the scarecrow. It doesn't scare him a bit. It just sits on his shoulder to mock him and laughs at his own senseless wit. That scarecrow doesn't scare him a bit. Blackbird, fly away from my shoulder. Blues, fly away from my heart. I've had your shadow upon me, oh darling, since we've been apart. Blues, fly away from my heart. There's a strange melody that hangs in the breeze, like a calliope gone out of tune. And those crows sing a song that's all busted and wrong by the cold light of the old crooked moon. They sing a broke down honky-tonk waltz, a broke down honky-tonk waltz, broke down honky-tonk waltz. Oh, well, there you go. Honky-tonk waltz. It was called, well, I don't even remember what it was originally called. It was called something. You had to call it something or they don't know what it is. That's my advice to songwriters. You should give songs titles so that they know what they're listening to. And by they, I mean the people that are listening to them. You don't need the title so much because you know what it is. I'm just a fountain of wisdom today. Fountain of wisdom. What'll it be? Okay, this is a fairly recent tune. I've had the privilege, the pleasure of being the host of a couple of really great open mics here in New York over the last decade. And in those years, I met so many young songwriters who were just great. And I hadn't written any songs in a really long time, and they sort of kicked me in the ass and got me to write songs. This is one of the earliest new songs that I have from that period of time. And it was also one of the songs that propelled me to continue and finish writing my family history trilogy, Dead Man's Coat, my grandfather's story, already released and out there and read by many people right here listening to me right now. And The Spindrift Factor, my parents' story and the story of my grand entrance into the world, set right after the Depression, right before World War II and up through the middle of the 50s. And the third book is almost done. It's called Searching for a Reasonable God. And it's about me and my life and coming to New York City and being a runaway. And it starts out kind of normal and it gets kind of strange, because that's the way my life has been. I also recently released a collection of short stories. You might enjoy them. They're called The White Gallery. And you can find all of these things at Amazon Books. But anyway, this song. My grandpa was a grifter, a gambler and a heel. He snuck around from town to town and dealt a dirty deal. He went out in the wild world to steal what he could steal. You know he stole a fortune, but the money isn't real. No, the money wasn't real. Funny how it was, you know now the money wasn't real. He set out as a bandit, he came back empty-handed. He should have been a rich man, but the money wasn't real. The Pharaoh was a miser, his story has been told. He had 10,000 workers build a pyramid to hold all his statues and his trappings, his caskets and his gold. You know he wanted to have everything, but all he got was old, 'cause none of it was real. Funny how it is, you know now, none of it was real. His monument so grand got covered up by sand, and now he's just another mummy, man, 'cause none of it was real. A poor man buys a loaf of bread and he shares it and it's gone. A rich man wrecks his portion, yet his wealth keeps rolling on. And the good things that you've said and done are nothing you can pawn, 'cause when you're in the underclass you're always overdrawn, 'cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can follow all the rules made by idiots for fools, and you think you'll get your just reward, but you won't. You won't pick up a penny, oh, but you might spare a dime. $1 buys a pretty meager way to waste your time. A C note gets you groceries and $1,000 might buy a thrill. You might rake in a shitload and still not get your fill. I live in America, a country built on greed, and I suppose that's not a bad thing if you just take what you need. But it seems everyone's afflicted with the hunger to exceed. Why should one man have 1,000,000,000 when there's 1,000,000 mouths to feed? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can burn it, you can earn it, but in the end you'll learn that it all amounts to nothing. This is the part where I talk. Now I bought me some insurance, just in case I pass away. I've heard that could happen. Who am I to say? I might live forever, then they'd never have to pay. Shit, who would be the loser then if it all turned out that way? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can spend it, you can lend it, but you'll find that in the end it all amounts to nothing. Yes, it's funny how it all amounts to nothing. So funny how it all amounts to nothing, 'cause the money isn't. Hot licks. I specialize in hot acoustic guitar licks. That one was one of them. Nice to see you. Yeah, bad grandpa. That's just the half of it. That's just the half of it there. So nice to I wish I could be in the same room with you, buddy. I wish I could be in the same room with you. With all of you. I just love everybody so much, and I miss you all so much. So while we're at it, let's just switch gears a little bit. This is a kind of, I usually close my shows. That's the internal rhyme. With this particular song, it's very appropriate to close shows with, but I'm going to close with something funny tonight. And just give me 1 second. I need to check the temperature of my computer. Yeah, it seems to be doing. Give me just 1 moment. And in fact, what I'm going to do, I need to put an ice pack, believe it or not, under my computer to keep it cool. I recently finished a project with my dear friend Dan Simpson, a master engineer, wonderful fellow, great musician, ears down to his knees. And we released the album on Bandcamp just last week, the album called Swimming in Falling Water. And I'm going to take just a moment now to play a cut from that for you. And you can enjoy it. You can hear how beautiful he mixed it and how nice the arrangements are. This is all me on acoustic and electric guitar. And on bass, that's me. It's just kind of me. I recorded it all here. And then Dan took these raw tracks and turned them into the beautiful music you're about to hear. This particular tune is called Soon Your Tears Be Over. So please do enjoy, and I'll be right back in the flesh with some more live music. And thank you so much for being here, hanging in with me. I think you'll really like this song a lot. In this world of trouble, child, everyone has grown up wild, and sometimes I think there's nothing that can save us. We turned our backs on one another, turned away from earth, our mother, and squandered all the riches that she gave us. In every town and village, deep into the night, in their beds the restless sleepers turning. Down along the waterways and on the city walls, the nightmen work to keep the watchfires burning. Little darling, don't you have no fear. Don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings. As sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over. In these days of hate and war, it's hard to know just who you are, or if there's something greater you belong to. Is there someone who will take your hand, try to help you to understand, or only someone you can sing your broken song to? Sailors on the ocean praying for the sight of land, how they look out to find the lighthouse angels sweeping. Babies in the cradle on the wings of lullaby. Sweet sister, hold her safely in your keeping. Little darling, don't you have no fear. Don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings. As sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, darling. Tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, darling. I realized that I didn't turn off the microphone for that, so there was a whole bunch of crunching and smunching and smashing and dashing and thrashing sounds. It's always something in my show. You're always going to get some kind of craziness at some point or other. That's Soon Your Tears Be Over, engineered by Dan Simpson, an absolute wizard and one of the sweetest people I know on this planet. And thank you, Will, for your kind thoughts. I want to remind you folks that this is I do this because of the need for that. There we go. The big rubber hand pointing. So if you can, a few bucks dropped in there, it all adds up. It's just wonderful. We're facing a number of unique trials at the moment, and any little bit of help works and helps for us. If not, just tell a friend that you have a friend who's a really good songwriter, and you should go listen to his songs, and that'll be just as good as dropping pennies in the bucket. And that said, let's see, what do we do now? Okay. I released an album a number of years ago called The Girl in the Golden Atom. This is a song from that particular album. It was my attempt to make an album like a Beatles album. Not that I was copying the Beatles, because I could not possibly copy the Beatles. I can't sing like that, and I can't play like that. But what I always liked about their music was when you listened to one of their albums, no two songs were alike. And that's a beautiful thing when you really think about it for a second. That means they were being creative. The record companies, such as they are these days, they barely even exist, don't even allow that. And all the bands have to kind of play every song the same way because they think the audience wants to hear the same song over and over again because one of those songs made them millions of dollars. So that kind of creativity doesn't seem to exist. But I tried to make an homage to it with The Girl of the Golden Atom. And in this particular song, I think I might have even been channeling John Lennon. Monsters are all very scary. Monsters are easy to fake. When people are cruel to each other, it's really much harder to take. And the things we allow to control us should be subject to careful review. You got monsters inside, monsters inside, monsters inside you. Children look up from the games you play to the life that they want you to live. They'll never explain all the rules to you or how much they expect you to give. And the things that you'll do just to get by may all come as a wonder to you. There's a stranger inside me, like the stranger inside of you. Don't be afraid, don't be surprised. See the stranger in your eyes. Don't you worry what to do. It's only life, it's only you. How many times did you wake up just to find you were still in the dream? And the moments of light, the feelings of love flow by like a silvery stream. And the person you see in the mirror should be someone you're happy to be. There's angels inside you, angels inside of me. Don't be afraid, don't be surprised. See the angels in your eyes. Don't be frightened if you should fall. It's only love, and love is all. Don't be afraid, don't be surprised. See the angels in your eyes. Don't be frightened if you should fall. It's only love, and love is all. And that was Monsters, starring me with Fudge Fingers McGee here. Bad Fingers. And, okay, well, so let's jump around a little bit more. Last time I did one of these shows, I played all my songs in the order they were written in. That turned out to be quite a strange trip. This is, I don't think I'll do it again. It was interesting enough, but I don't think I'll do it again. This is a tune that I wrote during that period of time that I was running all those open mics, the Cafe Vivaldi and the Cowgirl Cafe. And song is dedicated to my wonderful wife, Josephine. Morning comes to touch the sky and to wake the sleeping world, to hang the dew upon the blades of grass like strings of pearls. I rise up from my sleep to find you laying by my side, clinging to your last of dreams and breathing like the tide. I won't wake you, I'll just wait and hold you in my eyes, peaceful as a ship of clouds that sails the crystal skies. I'll go and put the kettle on just to make our morning brew. If you were the first to rise, I know that's what you do. If there's ever been a sweeter day, I swear I don't know when, since you came into my life, it's all been new again. All those years I spent alone, just watching time slip by, filling up with emptiness and taking love to be alive, filling pages up with words just to make my broken song, never knowing you were somewhere waiting all along. If there's never been a sweeter day, my lover and my friend, since you chose to take this road, it's all been true again. Morning comes to touch the hills and to wake the sleeping rose, throwing diamonds on the river so it flashes as it flows. This world is lovely, it can't be denied. Twice as lovely with two pairs of eyes to see it through. If there's ever been a sweeter day, I swear I don't know when, since you came into my life, it's all been new again. There you go. So nice to be playing for people tonight. Been maniacal couple of weeks, so this is just medicine, medicine, medicine. So good, so good. Oh yeah. Very, very nice. Here's a song I wrote. I would, from time to time, back in the 90s and the early aughts of this century, I was living with Josephine in another part of Brooklyn, and I was working for a photo reproduction company as a retoucher and compositor. Ooh. And it was a sort of a neurosis-proving job. It would really make a mess of my brain. And I would take vacations, and I would go down to Key West, where my dear friend Will would welcome me to whichever of his many wonderful abodes he was in at that moment. And I think I wrote this song on maybe the very first time I stayed in the Blue House in the Munchkin Village there. I always wanted to write a Key West song, but one that wasn't about being drunk and waking up, behind, the police station with a tattoo in an indescribable place and a new STD. Those have been written. I decided to write about the pretty part of Key West, and this tune is called Sea Breeze. And it evokes that feeling that I so often had working out on Mallory Pier and looking out across the waters. Well, the sun is going down and the tide is coming in, and the breeze that rises on the twilight feels so cool against my skin. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky. They are lifted up and floating on the instant. I find you standing by my side. Come with me, we're flying on a sea breeze. Seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Won't you take my hand, my darling, and let this moment never end? Oh, the sailboats race across the waves, leaving wakes of diamond lace. And the day moon hides behind the blue skies to remind me of my lover's face. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky. Oh, they are lifted up and floating on the instant. I find you standing by my side. Oh, won't you come with me? We're flying on a sea breeze. Seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Take my hand, my darling, make this moment never end. Now the sun is going down again, and this time the tide is going out. And these turnings and returnings, they are what this life is all about. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky, lifted up and floating on the instant. I find you standing by my side. Come with me, we're flying on a sea breeze. Seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Won't you take my hand, my darling, let this moment never end. There you go. I've got enough energy for one more song. I usually go much longer, but you will please forgive me. I'm a little on the poopified. Alrighty. Definitely on the poopified side. So I'm going to finish off with just one more tune, something a little humorous for you all. And thank you once again for all sticking with me, listening to me. Please, if you have friends who do this thing, help us out. There's not many places for most musicians to play. It's a rarefied market everywhere. So, whatever you can drop in the old bin bucket down there is much appreciated. I take a Venmo and I take a PayPal, and I do appreciate it very, very much. And like I say, if you can't do that, and I do understand that as well, it serves us to also have you tell people, hey, my buddy Bert writes some really good songs, and you might want to go listen to him. And that's just as good. Maybe even better. Who knows? Now the bellhop, he don't jump to do the chores. The elevator man's getting drunk between the floors at the Blue Hotel. At the Blue Hotel. Stay there overnight, they are bound to treat us right. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. The upstairs maid's got something going on the side. The house dick, he's been known to take a bribe at the Blue Hotel. Yeah, you can bring along your aunt. Meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. When you step down and dine in our luxurious lounge, you'll get the finest meal that the house can scrounge. The chef is deaf, hear the waitress yell. In the kitchen of the Blue Hotel, the house band plays an anonymous bop. They play Savoy and the Bunny Hop. Bus boys in the back room dancing with a mop. In the basement of the Blue Hotel, ring that bell if you want to call the clerk. Knock on the desk if the bell don't work at the Blue Hotel. Stay there overnight, bound to treat us right. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. And now the desk clerk's name is Grit Pipe Thin, and he checks you out as he checks you in. He writes your name with a pen on a chain. As he does this thing, you check out the terrain. You see Slippery Sylvester and his sinister maw hanging out in the shadows that lurk in the hall. The eyeballs are moving in a portrait in the wall. In the foyer and way up in the corner by the dusty curtain line is a fat black spider dining. The picture isn't nice. There are poker playing mice behind the baseboards of the Blue Hotel. Don't steal the ashtrays. Good night, friends.